Bismillah, alhamdulillah, wassalatu wassalamu ala rasulillah. My beloved brothers and sisters, there are moments in life when you sit alone, scroll through your thoughts and quietly ask yourself, what is happening to me? You study hard, you apply for jobs, you try to fix your marriage, you beg Allah in sujood, yet nothing seems to move. One door closes, then another, and then another. Plans collapse, people walk away, opportunities disappear. Deep down, a scary question starts to whisper in your heart. Has Allah forgotten me? Is He ignoring my dua? You look at others and think they are moving forward. They are getting married, getting promoted, traveling, smiling, and me? I am still here, stuck in the same place. Maybe you've even cried on your prayer mat, wondering if your tears are going unnoticed. If you have ever felt like this, know that you are not alone. Many sincere believers, just like you, carry the same hidden fear. They don't say it out loud, but they feel it deep inside. But today, I want you to pause that thought. Because the reality, my dear brothers and sisters, is the complete opposite. Allah never forgets. Allah never abandons. Allah never turns away from a heart that turns to Him. Very often, the moments that hurt you the most are not signs that Allah has left you. They are signs that Allah is working silently for you. Most people only see the pain and miss the signs. In this reminder, by Allah's permission, we will uncover 7 powerful signs that Allah is quietly, lovingly arranging your life in ways you cannot yet see. And once you recognize them, you will never look at your hardships the same way again. My beloved brothers and sisters, let's go a little deeper into this feeling, because unless we truly see our pain, we cannot truly heal it. Maybe you are a student who has been studying day and night. You gave up sleep, you sacrificed, wow. Our free time, you poured your heart into your books, yet when the results came, the marks were not what you hoped for. Others passed, others celebrated, but you sat there thinking, Ya Allah, what about me? Or perhaps you have sent out hundreds of job applications. Every time you refresh your email with hope. Every time another silence, another rejection. Friends are getting offers, colleagues are being promoted, and you are still waiting. You start to wonder, am I cursed? Is Allah angry with me? Maybe you are someone who has tried for years to get married. Proposals come and go. Interest comes and fades. People praise your character, your deen, your family, but somehow it never reaches nikah. Inside you feel embarrassed, ashamed, and you whisper in the depths of your heart, why is it so easy for everyone else but not for me? Or you could be facing debts that keep piling up, health problems that never seem to end, family members who don't understand you, or loneliness that eats away at you in the quiet of the night. You raise your hands in dua, sometimes with tears streaming down your face, and when nothing changes, you start to ask, is Allah even listening? These are real feelings, my brothers and sisters. They are not a sign of weak faith, they are a sign of a hurting heart that desperately wants relief. And here is where many people fall into a dangerous trap. Instead of turning towards Allah more, they slowly turn away. Shaitan whispers, see, your prayers don't work, your efforts are useless, Allah has left you. Some people believe that whisper. They give up on dua, they give up on effort, and sometimes they begin to give up on themselves. But there is another type of believer, the one who goes through the same closed doors, the same delays, the same sleepless nights, yet chooses a different response. Instead of saying, Allah has forgotten me, they ask, what is Allah trying to show me? What is He protecting me from? What is He preparing me for? 2 people, the same test, completely different journeys. One walks away from Allah feeling broken and abandoned. The other walks closer to Allah, discovering a relationship deeper than they ever imagined. In this reminder, I want you to be from the second group, to take the very situations that are crushing you right now and see them not as random cruelty, but as carefully designed moments from the one who loves you. And to do that, we must look at what Allah Himself says about these moments. My beloved brothers and sisters, before we drown in our own thoughts, we must pause and ask a simple question. What does Allah actually say about these moments? Allah does not leave us guessing. He addresses the heart that is hurting, the believer who is tired, the servant who feels alone. He says in the Qur'an, indeed, Allah is with the patient. Surah Al-Baqarah 2:153. Not just watching them, with them, supporting, guiding, surrounding them with a special nearness that others do not taste. So when you are going through the hardest chapter of your life and you are still holding on to your faith, you are not abandoned. You are in the company of Allah's special ma'iyyah. Allah also says, and whoever relies upon Allah, then He is sufficient for him. Surah At-Talaq 65:3. Sufficient. Think about that word. It means even when the job is not there yet, even when the marriage hasn't happened, even when the exam result was not what you wanted, Allah Himself is enough for you. His knowledge, His timing, His plan, His mercy, all of it is working for you in the background. And then He tells us something that completely changes the way we see our experiences. But perhaps you dislike a thing and it is good for you, and perhaps you love a thing and it is bad for you, and Allah knows while you know not. Surah Al-Baqarah 2:216. You and I only see one page of the story. Allah sees the entire book from the day you were born until the moment you enter Jannah, inshaAllah. There are things you are begging for that would destroy you if you receive them at the wrong time. There are losses you are crying over now that would have been disasters had Allah not blocked them. The Prophet said in a beautiful hadith, know that what missed you was never meant to befall you, and what befell you was never meant to miss you. Reported in Tirmidhi. This is not just a quote to hang on the wall. It is a lens through which you look at every no, every delay, every heartbreak. Without the Quran and Sunnah, life looks random and cruel. With them, the same events become signs of a Lord who is precise, wise, and incredibly loving. So now the question is, how do these divine words show up in your daily life? What are the practical signs that Allah is silently, gently working for you behind the scenes? Let us, by Allah's permission, walk through 7 of them together. My beloved brothers and sisters, the first sign that Allah is working silently for you is when doors in this dunya keep closing, even though you tried your very best. You prepared your CV, you practiced for interviews, you networked, yet the job slipped away. You spoke to families, you made istikhara, you had hope for a proposal, yet it suddenly ended. A friendship you valued starts to fade. A business idea collapses, a travel plan falls apart at the last minute. On the outside it feels like rejection. Inside it feels like humiliation. You may think, what is wrong with me? Why is everything slipping through me? My fingers. But here is the truth. Not every closed door is a punishment. Very often a closed door is pure protection. Allah may be blocking a job that would have destroyed your deen, a marriage that would have broken your heart and faith, a friendship that would have taken you far from Him, a path that looks shiny now but ends in darkness later. Think of Prophet Yusuf alayhi salam. As a child he was thrown into a well by his own brothers. Later he was sold as a slave. Then after serving with honesty he was thrown into prison unjustly. One door after another seemed to shut in his face. If you looked only at that moment you would say his life is ruined. Yet every no was actually a step towards the greatest yes. Being raised in status, given authority, honor, and the chance to save an entire nation by Allah's permission. If Allah showed you the future consequences of some of the things you are begging for, you would fall into sujood, thanking Him for every door He closed. Many people become angry and keep banging on a door Allah has already locked. The wise believer looks up and says, Ya Allah, if you close this, then save me from it and guide me to what is better. Don't rush to curse the closed door. It may be the very thing that saved your dunya and your akhirah. My beloved brothers and sisters, the second sign that Allah is working silently for you is when your plans are delayed. Not denied, but delayed. You are ready for marriage, but year after year passes and nothing seems to move. You keep applying for jobs and months turn into years without a stable offer. You are seeking healing from illness, from trauma, from heartbreak, yet the recovery is painfully slow. You stand in salah, you raise your hands in dua, you cry in the last third of the night, and still what you asked for has not arrived. In these moments, shaitan whispers, if Allah wanted to give it to you, He would have done it by now. Maybe you are not worthy. Maybe He will never give it to you.
charts.
But remember this, delay is not rejection. Delay is often preparation. There are blessings that if they came too early would crush you instead of lifting you. A marriage before you were emotionally ready. Wealth before you learned humility and generosity. A position of influence before you purified your intentions. Allah knows the exact moment when that blessing will be a mercy for you, not a test you fail. The Prophet taught us that Allah answers dua in different ways. Sometimes by giving what we ask, sometimes by delaying it, and sometimes by diverting a harm we never even saw coming. So when your dua seems late, it may already be working in ways you cannot see. Think of a seed under the soil. From above it looks like nothing is happening. But underground, roots are forming, strength is building, life is preparing to break through. Your delay is that hidden stage. Many people waste this sacred waiting period in complaint and despair. The wise believer uses it to grow in iman, skill and character, so that when the door finally opens, they are ready to walk through it with gratitude, not arrogance. My beloved brothers and sisters, the third sign that Allah is working silently for you is when in the middle of your storm, your heart finds peace in remembering Him. On paper, nothing has changed. You are still waiting for that job. You are still struggling in your studies. The illness is still there. The family problem is still unresolved. The bank balance has not magically increased. Yet when you stand in salah and place your forehead on the ground, when you recite a few verses of Qur'an, when you say Subhanallah, Alhamdulillah, Allahu Akbar with a sincere heart, you feel a strange calm descend inside you. The problem is not gone, but the panic is softer. The pain is there, but the despair is lighter. This, my dear brothers and sisters, is not from you, it is from Allah.
Allah tells us clearly, surely in the remembrance of Allah do hearts find rest. Surah Ar-Ra'd 13:28. Notice, He did not say minds or bodies. He said hearts, the deepest part of you. When everything in your life is shaking and yet your heart feels held when you remember Him, that is a direct gift from Ar-Rahman. Many people look for peace in music, in movies, in endless scrolling, in haram relationships. They keep increasing the dosage of dunya, but the emptiness remains. If Allah has allowed you to taste even a small sweetness in dhikr, in Qur'an, in dua, then know that He is already working inside you, strengthening your soul for what lies ahead. Don't ignore this sign. Don't say, it's just my personality or it's nothing. The ability to find rest with Allah while nothing outside has changed is one of the clearest proofs that He is near you, comforting you and preparing you for His decree. My beloved brothers and sisters, the fourth sign that Allah is working silently for you is when certain people suddenly leave your life, especially those who were harming you, pulling you away from Allah, or constantly wounding your heart. Sometimes it happens slowly. A friend stops replying. A group no longer includes you. A person you were deeply attached to begins to distance themselves. Other times it is sudden and painful, a harsh argument, a betrayal, a breakup, a shocking truth revealed. You feel cut off, abandoned, even humiliated. You may cry and say, Ya Allah, why did you let this happen? Why did you take them away from me? But often, my dear brothers and sisters, what you call losing people is actually Allah protecting you. There are people who smile to your face, but carry jealousy or hatred inside, who make sins look normal and obedience look strange, who mock your efforts to become closer to Allah, who drain your energy, destroy your confidence, and keep your heart busy with dunya. You might never have had the courage to walk away, so Allah out of His mercy pulls them out of your path. Remember how Allah saved Musa alayhi salam from the house of Pharaoh, how He protected the Prophet in Makkah by surrounding him with a small but sincere group of companions, and how He split enemies' alliances and broke harmful ties. The Lord who removed entire armies can certainly remove one harmful person from your life. At first it feels like a wound. Later you realize your iman is stronger, your salah is more focused, your mind is clearer, your days are more peaceful. Do not always rush to chase the ones Allah is taking away. Sometimes holding on to them is what is blocking the very rizq, tranquility and spiritual growth you are begging Allah for. If someone walked away and with time you see your deen, your dignity and your dua improving, don't say, why did this happen to me? Say, Alhamdulillah, Allah removed what I could not remove myself. My beloved brothers and sisters, the fifth sign that Allah is working silently for you is when it feels like door after door keeps closing again and again before finally one door opens in a way you never expected. This is slightly different from a single closed door. Here you might experience several failed interviews in a row, multiple proposals that don't reach nikah, many business ideas that collapse before they even start, plans for migration, study or travel that keep getting blocked. After the third, fourth, fifth attempt, you start to think, maybe I am just a failure. Maybe there is no khair written for me. Each no feels heavier than the last. But pay attention. Often when Allah is about to open a very special door, He allows several others to close first. Not to break you, but to detach you from your illusions, purify your intentions, and make you. You turn only to Him. Allah tells us, for indeed with hardship comes ease. Indeed with hardship comes ease. Surah Ash-Shar 94, 5, 6. Notice, He repeats it. Scholars mention one hardship, but multiple forms of ease. Sometimes those repeated failures are the one hardship. And the ease that follows is far greater than every no that came before it. Imagine someone who was rejected by 10 companies only to be accepted by one that respects their salah, their hijab, their values, and gives them time for family and deen. Imagine a person whose early relationships all broke down, only to be blessed later with a spouse who is a true garment for their soul. If they had been accepted at the second or third attempt, they might have missed the 11th, the one Allah wrote to be the best for their dunya and akhirah. Many people give up at rejection number 3 or 4. They say this is pointless and sit down in despair. The wise believer wipes their tears, renews their tawakkul and says, every no is one step closer to the yes that Allah has already written for me. Don't walk away when you might be only one closed door away from the door Allah has prepared especially for you. My beloved brothers and sisters, the sixth sign that Allah is working silently for you is when you notice that over time your patience and inner strength have grown, even though your tests may not have disappeared. Think about who you were a few years ago. Back then, a small problem, a harsh comment, a minor delay, a bit of pressure might have broken you into tears or panic. Today, you may be facing far bigger challenges, serious financial stress, deep family issues, ongoing health problems, repeated disappointments, and yet you are still standing. You still say Alhamdulillah. You still raise your hands in dua. You still turn to Allah. That change inside you did not happen by accident. It is a sign that Allah is building you from within. The Prophet said, whoever remains patient, Allah will grant him patience, and no one is given a gift better and more comprehensive than patience. Sahih al-Bukhari Muslim. Notice, patience here is called a gift. It is not just your personality, not just I got used to it. It is Allah pouring strength into your heart, training you for what is coming next. Every time you chose to hold your tongue instead of exploding, every time you trusted Allah instead of complaining, every time you wiped your tears and stood for salah again, Allah was polishing your heart, removing arrogance, softening hardness, and teaching you to rely on Him, not on people. Many see tests only as punishment. The wise believer sees them as training, like a spiritual gym. The weights are heavy, but they are building a stronger, more resilient, more beautiful soul. If you can look at yourself today and say, I don't break as easily as before, I turn to Allah faster than before, then no, this is not just you becoming tough. This is Allah silently preparing you for blessings, responsibilities, and ranks with Him that you cannot yet imagine. My beloved brothers and sisters, the seventh sign that Allah is working silently for you is when you begin to notice small but meaningful blessings appearing in your daily life, the kind of things most people call coincidence and move on, but the believer recognizes as subtle gifts from Al-Latif, the most gentle, the subtle. Each day try to notice at least 3 small blessings: a smile, a solution, a moment of calm, a safe return home. Say Alhamdulillah for them. The more you thank Allah for His subtle signs, the more He will show you, and the more your heart will trust that He has been working for you all along. My beloved brothers and sisters, think back to the questions that once haunted your heart. Why me? Why is this happening to me? Has Allah forgotten me? Now, after seeing these signs, I want you to look at your life again, but this time through the eyes of Iman. That job that slipped away, perhaps it was Allah protecting your deen. That proposal that ended, perhaps it was Allah saving your heart. Those nights you cried alone, perhaps it was Allah inviting you to speak only to Him. That sudden peace in salah, that friend who left, that small blessing that arrived right on time, but none of it was random. Slowly, why me begins to change into, Ya Allah, you know what I don't know, you see what I cannot see. I don't always understand your plan, but I choose to trust you. Imagine waking up each day, not obsessed with when will this change, but asking, how is Allah guiding me through this today? Imagine walking through your tests knowing that every delay, every tear, every closed door has been measured by the one who loves you more than your own mother loves you. Your life did not fall apart. It is being rearranged detail by Ar-Rahman. Don't let shaitan convince you that you are forgotten. You are not. You are being shaped, purified, and carried by a Lord who is closer to you than your jugular vein. Hold on to Him and you will never be truly lost.